So this is the Packagecloud website. So what I'm going to do is I will just click on Get Started. And I can just choose a username. I'll just choose today's date. And then after that, my email. Cloud.io. And then some complicated password. And Packagecloud has an onboarding process, right? When you sign up, it guides you through what the UI is like from creating a repo to uploading your first package. So in this case, it's just asking me to create a repo. So I will just call it hello. You can choose between a private or public repo. I'm just going to choose public. And then I'll just create it. And then you just ask you that, hey, push a package, right? You can use a CLI, or you can push it from the web by dragging a package here. If you don't have a package, it will show you that, hey, you can try with these packages, right? But for this demo, I will not do this step. I will just create the repository. Okay, and this one, I'll skip it. It's asking for my credit card. And so the next step will be, I'm going to my GitHub account to create a code repository, which is where your code to actually for the package that you want to build is going to be. So I'll just call it by the same name. It's public, and then I just create the repository. And okay, the repository is ready. So all I need to do is just go to my terminal, and I'll start creating the code. I will just create and as mentioned, we're going to use GitHub Actions. GitHub Actions, the way GitHub Actions works is very simple. All it looks for is a certain file in a certain directory. And the directory that it looks for is just basically this one. Inside your directory will be just GitHub workflows. And then once you do that, you can just create a file that has any name is fine, but it just needs to be YAML format. So now GitHub Action is just waiting for you to like key in what you want it to do. So remember, there are two things that we want to do. We want to create like a Debian package, and then after that, we want to push the Packagecloud. So there is this repo, it's publicly available. So it's just to build some Debian package, right, using GitHub Actions. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy everything here to build a package. And I'll go back to here. Okay, and then after that, this is to build the package. Now I want to push the package to Packagecloud. And if you go to our GitHub repositories, there are some examples on how to use GitHub Action. This is an example showing using GitHub Actions to create a Python package and then pushing it to Packagecloud. But today we're going to create like a Debian package. So the only thing that I need is just basically this part, which is to push the package to Packagecloud, as this one says, right? So all I need is just this part. And then I paste it here. And you can see that the instructions here, it says that, okay, I have to make some modifications, right? In this case, I'm not pushing Python packages. I'm pushing Debian packages. So I should just specify Debian. And my username that I just created. And my repository name, which I created earlier. And what kind of Debian package I want to push it to. What OS, what operating system version is it for? And in this case, it is just, I will just push it for Ubuntu. And then finally, you can see the last thing that required here is basically the Packagecloud token. And what is this Packagecloud token, right? So I'm going to save this. And then after that, I need to get the token, which is basically if you go back to your Packagecloud account, you can just go to your API token, and I copy it, right? And I go back to GitHub, because I'm going to push the GitHub Actions file into GitHub, right? And it's going to pick up from the environment in GitHub. So I actually have to do the settings here. Just go to settings, go to secrets and variables, set the action, and need to my secret name. Oh, sorry. Okay, and then this one has to be Packagecloud token. Now I've added the secret. So if I go back here, so you can see it's going to pick up the secret from where I set it, right? I don't want to set it in here because it's insecure. Just set it in the GitHub repo itself. So I'm done here. And so all I need to do now is basically, sorry, this is blocking me. Just need to initialize my repository. And then after that, I need to connect this to this particular repository. I need to connect my code to this repository, right? And I'll just take this instruction here to do the connection. And I'm good there. So I'm just going to add the file. Just going to call it v0.0.1. I'm going to add the file. And then after that, I'm just going to push it. Right. And the GitHub action, actually, what it is looking for is that, like, it's looking for the version that I'm asking it to create, right? So in order to create the version, I just create a tag, a GitHub tag, saying that, okay, what version this is. Okay. And then I just leave a message, which is just the same thing. And then finally, I just push the tag that I just created, which is this one. Okay, if everything goes well, now if I come back here, I should go back here. Right, so now you can see the file that I created is already inside the repository. Okay, exactly what we wanted. And then if I go to actions, you can see the GitHub action has really triggered something, right? Because it just looks at the file that I create and see what the file asks it to do. So if I click on this one, you can see the details of what it's trying to do. So now it's like creating the Debian, right? You can see here, it's building the Debian package, right? And then currently it's pulling the GitHub actions to actually push Packagecloud. So it's like trying to retrieve the GitHub action. Great. So it's completed everything, right? So now if I go to, I go back to here and I go back to my Packagecloud repository, and you can see it says the last push is a minute ago, right? And if you go inside, you can see the package that push, which is sample script. If you go inside, and sorry, you can see that it's basically for Ubuntu Focal, which is what I want to push for. And if you go inside, and this is what your customers will see, right? All these instructions to install, which you can see is just these two steps, it's actually automatically created by Packagecloud. And when your end users come to download this package or install it, all they need to do is just follow these two simple steps. And I'll just take you through very quickly.
And Coral, let's also show them that you can just also do a single click download if that's what they desire to.
Right, you can also do that, right? Because as Donnie pointed out, yeah, there's a button at the top here. You can just click on it and then you just download the package as well, right? So I'm going to just do this, right? If you're an end user, if you have Debian, Ubuntu Focal, all you need to do is just copy the script, right? Come over here. And I'm inside, because here you can see I just started my Ubuntu Focal, right? So now this is Ubuntu Focal. Before that, I need to do an update of the environment. And then after that, I do need to install a tool called curl, which basically all it does is capable of getting something from the internet, right? And what it's going to get is basically the script that is on Packagecloud to actually install the keys that's required to do the verification, and also other configuration that's required to configure the system to point to Packagecloud, right? So basically, I just copied this from there, and then I just run it. So you can see some of the steps like installing the GPG verification here. And then if I go back here, I just copy this second step, which is just to install the package. And say it's ready, right? And before I do the install, I want to show you that actually, if I try to run this, it doesn't work, right? Some script does not exist because I've not installed it. I've just configured the system to actually connect to Packagecloud so that it knows where to pick up packages. And now if I do a apt-get install, right, you can see it's going to pull the package automatically. And then after that, you will just install it.
Thanks, Khor. I think that was a great rundown on how Packagecloud works and how to get quickly deliver packages. And I think what I love about this is, once you have your package, your GitHub Actions set up, we had to do all that from scratch in this demo today, but usually that's already going to be existent. And when that's already working and running, you can sit in the command line and pull that stuff and start firing away and get things uploaded and up and running for your customers almost instantaneously. And again, unless you have a million packages in that repository, it's going to be uploaded very quick, indexed very quick, and then available to all your customers through AWS to CDN network almost instantaneously.